I'm in so much pain. I apologize in advance for any weird sniffles, snorts, snot, or what is this, like saliva strings? I'm going through it right now, as you can probably tell. Oh my gosh. I'm just in so much pain, it's unbelievable. Yes, I use a Campbell's cup when I'm sick. I know it seems really odd that I would film while I'm feeling like this, but it's been a couple hours of being in just really bad pain, and I thought that maybe it would be a good idea to talk about it, and I don't know. Why am I filming right now? There's just a lot I want to tell you about it. There's a lot I want to say. My lemon ginger tea is too hot. Let me tell you what happened. I woke up this morning feeling so good. Maybe not as good as I felt yesterday, but I woke up feeling good. Earlier this week, my husband said that he couldn't make it to his massage this morning, so he asked me if I could take one for the team and go to get his massage. Naturally, I said yes. I'm a good wife. If my husband really needs me, I try to be there. And this isn't like a relaxing feel-good massage. This is like they map out your head and see what your problem areas are, and it's weird. I don't even know what it's called. It's kind of like an alternative kind of massage, but that was at 10. So we woke up and we did breakfast and we fed the baby and everything and played with Bud. I went and got a blood draw because we're monitoring me for like during my treatment stuff. I have blood draws that I need to get every once in a while to make sure that all of my electrolyte and other stuff levels look fine. So I went and did that, and then when I got home I wrote out some more notes. Oops, I should silence my phone. Those of you who watch my Instagram stories already got to see some clips from the mini getaway that we did this past weekend. You guys know that I went out of town, and me and my husband and the baby and Buddy we needed some time away from home, some time away from seeing all of the to-do lists, so we took a weekend getaway. And I took some clips during that, and I was storying during it off and on. And I wanted to take all those clips for the video this week and put them together and tell you some of the highlights and tell you what the trip was like being there with the baby and with my health stuff. Well, planned that all out, went to the massage, got home from the massage, felt great. What did I do after that? I guess just like some house stuff. I washed my hair, I fed the baby when she woke up, I put on makeup, got all ready to film. I was probably 5 or 10 minutes from being ready to film. Oh, I even put on a shirt, a nice shirt to film in, this stripy one, because I don't care about camera rules. You're not supposed to wear striped shirts on cameras. Come at me. Now you might notice that my chair blanket is gone. That's because the baby spit up on me, on the blanket, on herself, and in all of the commotion of cleaning that up and changing my clothes and changing her clothes and getting the blanket and trying not to let her get anything on stuff that wasn't supposed to have that on it, which is all of it, and trying not to let her get into anything, all of that, I probably had to pick her up and put her down 1,000,000 times, actually probably like 25. And that really set off my head. And the last time that I picked her up and my nose just went bleh. Like I wish I had a cup for a beta 2 transferrin test. It just bleh. After that, I grabbed my husband. I was a little distressed and I was like, dude, I'm effed. I know what happens after I get a little drip. I don't know what happens after this kind of flood. I just knew it was gonna suck. Within like 5 minutes, I had this horrible burning across my forehead. Within like 10 minutes, my ear was all full. I had burning behind my eyes. Even my jaw hurts. It was to the point where my teeth hurt. Just everything hurt. So from 2 o'clock until 3 o'clock, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I laid on my bed and I just wailed. I wailed in pain like I was in labor again. I was rolling around. I was yelling. I was moaning. I filled up 10 tissues with just stuff that was coming out of my eyes and my nose. It was unlike anything I have ever had to experience in my whole history of health stuff. It was like the most severe headache, migraine pain that I've ever been in, mixed with this awful, just acidic, and I can still feel it, just freaking acid. Acid behind my eyes, in my ears. When I swallow, I can feel my ears go. Just everything in here is so uncomfortable. So I was like, well, I guess I can't film today. I guess there's 3 things that I wanted to tell you in this video about this. I'm going to write them down for myself so that I don't forget halfway through filming. Number 1, recovery is not linear. Number 2, I already forgot. Ow. And number 3, oh shoot, I forgot because I was laughing at number 2. Oh yeah. Number 3 is the importance of mental strength through all this. What the heck was number 2? God, it hurts. Oh, and it's so loud. You know when it's so loud in your brain? It's not even in my ear. It's in my brain. My brain is ringing. Let me think. Let me think and I'll get back to you. I'm not sure if I got number 2 right, but I wrote something down and it works and I feel it. So, number 1, recovery is not linear. You guys have been seeing me doing really well on here recently, and part of why I wanted to come on here when I'm in a lot of pain again, but not very confused, is to tell you that the recovery is not linear. I'm not over here just living my best life and everything's fine and I'm not having bad days. No, the fact of the matter is it's Wednesday. Today I thought I finally was gonna feel well enough to film, and I didn't. And this was my chance to film. And it's really hard to be a YouTuber under this kind of situation. And you guys know I don't just have YouTube. I also have Patreon stuff that I try to keep track of. I have Patreon so that I can hire a babysitter so that I can have more time to make YouTubes and Patreon stuff. But the problem is our babysitter fell through and she had to get fired. So now it's just mayhem over here again. And the other thing with recovery not being linear is that the highs are really high, but the lows are also really low. The bad times are much worse than the bad times used to be, or at least it seems. And I don't know if it's because I'm more with it, or if it's because I'm less used to it, or if it's because I know how much I can improve, so it's hard to be unimproved, but that's what I'm dealing with. Number 2, YouTube is hard, guys. There's a lot that goes into YouTube behind the scenes that you don't realize. Like, before I started filming, I had to set up all these lights and do a bunch of up-downs and make sure everything was gonna line up right. And usually I mess something up. Usually I leave something weird in the background because I forgot. Or like my hair that's growing back here from Topiramate, from Topamax. This hair will be showing in every clip, which I don't mind, but I don't like needing to explain it. People are like, what's up with your hair? Well, it all fell out because they put me on a medication. And now it's growing back because I'm doing better, but like, it's embarrassing, you know? On YouTube, people expect you to be so polished, and when your life isn't polished because you faint a lot or whatever, it's hard to keep up. So I appreciate that you guys give me so much love and so much grace, and you seem to understand that that's where I'm coming from. And you know, it's really hard, much harder now with the baby. It's going to be even worse once we have 2 babies. So hopefully another babysitter will be lined up by then. Ay, ay, ay. I shouldn't have smiled because it burns. Lastly, the importance of mental strength, mental stamina. I was wailing for an hour. Actually, truly wailing. I really can't emphasize that enough. After that, I was off and on crying, but at least I wasn't wailing anymore. And now it's been another half hour since that. But guys, I'm a tank. I'm so proud of how much I've been able to become a mental tank. It doesn't mean that I don't grieve and I don't mourn. It doesn't mean that I don't have bad days or let emotions get the best of me. But what it does mean is that when I'm having those lows, nowadays I know that I will get out of them. It hasn't always been that way. I haven't always been able to see the light at the end of the tunnel, especially during things like my miscarriage, during when I had really bad depression like 10 years ago, when I was postpartum and I was going through PTSD, when I first got sick and had to lose my job and everything. I didn't see the purpose of it really until I met all of you guys, all 28,527 of you. Every single one of you gives me purpose, and I think it's really hard when times are rough to realize that there's a purpose in the suffering, that there's a reason for stuff being put off, there's a reason for everything. I hate to sound hippy-dippy because you guys know I'm all about logic. I'm all about science. But the truth of the matter is we are emotional creatures. Especially chicks, especially pregnant chicks. Not saying all, but on average. And once I started embracing the more emotional side of me, and not just embracing it, but nurturing it and taking care of it, I started to feel a lot better and a lot stronger. So let me change my camera battery and then tell you a tiny bit about that. It feels good that the heavy acute part seems to be ending now. I definitely want to tell you guys more about the specific service that I used for figuring out my mental health over the last year. So we'll get into that probably in 2 weeks. I'm not sure. I think next week will be the weekend getaway that I was hoping was going to be this week. But you guys know stuff just comes up and has a way of flip-flopping everything around here. Thanks again for your patience. My goodness. Hold on. Give me a break. Oh. Man, it hurts. This is how I've learned patience. You know, talking is actually a really great distraction from it. It's dull enough that when I'm talking, I'm focused enough on the talking that I don't really notice it that much. Anyone who gets Botox injections for your migraines, the trick is tell a story while the doctor is doing the injections. You can't even really pay attention to them because you're so focused on trying to tell your story. That's what I do anyway, and I guess that's what I'm doing right now. Okay, anyway, I do want to get into that. But the thing is, once you get a hold of your emotions and you learn how to stay calm through these kinds of storms, the world is your oyster. So I hope that when I talk to you guys about exactly what I did, you'll be able to implement some of the same strategies. And yeah, I really hope that me sharing that side of my story will help you. And I'm starting to feel like maybe it's better that I do that sooner rather than later. And then I thought of one more thing, guys. Number 4 out of 3. Life is unpredictable, and that's okay. I guess this kind of goes into the mental health category, but embracing the unpredictability of everything has really helped me thrive. I wake up every day not knowing how I'm going to feel. I don't wake up hopeful that I'm going to feel good today. I wake up thankful that I woke up today. Of course, hoping for a good day, but my actual true hope is that I can make it the best day I can given the symptoms that I'm presented in the morning. Or that I'm randomly presented at 2. When life gives you lemon, make lemon ginger tea. Oh, are you cold enough yet? Becoming a mom has really shifted my perspective on a lot of things. It's made me much more patient and forgiving and graceful in like everything. Oh, ginger is spicy. But you don't have to be a new parent to be able to feel like you need that in your heart. It's odd. I really tried the closing off, isolating, I can figure this out on my own thing. It doesn't work that way. There's certainly an argument that you have to be the one who takes charge of your health and takes charge of, not just your physical, but also your mental. You have to be the one who is in the driver's seat because your friends aren't going to do it for you, your family isn't going to do it for you, your doctor sure as heck isn't going to do it for you. You have to do it for you. But that doesn't mean that you have to do it alone. And trust me, if I could remember the rest of that sentence, it was going to be epic and there was going to be a mic drop. But I forgot. Anyway. Me and my awful achy headache are going to go lay down. There is fluid dripping out of my ear. Don't worry though, just a migraine. See you next week.